Well, here we are, everybody, returning to Hua again. We are doing weird psychology this time. This sounds only about 6 months old. So, not too bad. Probably should have done it sooner. But in reality, it's no time like the present, and when the present is here, it's good to take advantage when you can. Let's check this out.
我只想当绵羊，把按住豺狼下腿。别评头论足我的长毛和气味，我会哭也会笑，只是不擅长作为。看是肉动物在制造世界多和平美好，被误解也好，不需要创造新的怪物。这里行走的同类，斑马它总会有黑白相间的壁垒。别告诉孩子我是危险的魔鬼，天使它从不会拯救所有的人类。当温顺动物被青椒学的统统被抹掉，被误解侵扰，我只好成为简单怪物。戴上礼帽，可笑，可惜露出马脚，这里的脚，可笑，戳破刀上埋藏快乐心动。
Interesting. Bizarre psychology, huh? Oh.
我抹去皮毛烙印和符号，融入了人世间一角。我舍弃所有强大和骄傲，只为能被人看到真实的样貌。他们都对我质疑和微笑，算不算是人和是好？怪物的心里我终于明了，越渴望越离困扰，却更困扰。
That was cool. Oh, okay. this is kind of the opposite of the other song that we heard. See, the interesting thing here is this is how you can tell what songwriting can really do. Now, the truth of the matter is, if you look at this, I have no way to be able to look at the lyrics, but I think I can give you a pretty good guess. I think this song is one of those songs because I feel like I know him well enough now to know that even when he does something strange or different or weird, it kind of plays his hand a little bit. It's kind of like when we that song, I think it's called I Fight with Nunchucks or something. This beginning part almost gives me everything I need to know. You know, of course, being from the United States and actually from the Southwest, I see a lot of cowboy stuff. And this is the big giveaway. He's in bright white clothing. He's the hero. We got a villain over here. Obviously, has the darker colors. And this right here is the first sign of giving things away. Classic cowboy. This means that these people are terrorizing the town. Interestingly enough, I think that means that this whole song here is kind of him talking about as a form of like protection, as in I'm going to root out the evil. This is kind of what I'm gathering here. The protection of those weaker, the protection of those who deserve protection, those who are most vulnerable. And I find this kind of interesting, this part right here specifically, because this to me is like trying to smother, snuff the good out, right? It's been captured. The good has been thwarted. They believe they've won. The thing that I find so interesting about Hua, whenever we do any of his songs and they sound silly, they look silly, a lot of the times is when he goes into some of the more philosophical, darker, realistic aspects of humanity. And to me, that's a very interesting way of doing things because in a way, this is a very old way of storytelling. And I know this sounds like a weird comparison, but this is kind of more or less how clowns were first. Clowns spoke to power originally. No one believed them. No one paid any attention to them because a lot of times they were the, comedian. So they could speak true to power without having to worry so much about consequence. And now I'm not saying he's a clown, but what I'm saying is this style of story writing is exactly that, using more offbeat comedic feeling to talk about the woes and the shortcomings of the world. And I noticed this a lot, with a lot of these kinds of songs that he does. So I find it rather interesting, because I think the next moment that really gives that off is actually when he puts on these hooved legs.
越渴望远离困扰，却更困扰。不讲礼貌大笑，趁气氛刚刚好，全力的唱，好笑。
See, there's kind of this warding off of the big bad wolf feel behind this whole song. So I find that to be kind of interesting. Anyway, let me know if I was completely off on this, and we'll talk about this in the comments below. Thank you, and goodbye.